uses. But finally done my AP exam. I did it today. Glad that I was able to get it over with. To be honest, I didn't feel like crap after finishing it because normally after doing a big exam, after finishing a huge quiz, I always feel like crap after I, because I care a lot and have this mental block and pressure I put on myself of wanting to get the best score, which is why I'm kind of always hard on myself after taking the test because I feel like they're bad. But I didn't have that feeling today, which is I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. I guess we gotta wait until the scores come out. I'm glad that I was able to get the test done and over with. Now just cruising, just cruising. I can now focus on soccer, even though that's not going the very best right now individually. Um, in terms of scoring, but yeah, now I can actually like focus. Yeah, it's a lot of positive stuff. It's a lot of positive to look at. So happy about that. For a dog, successfully manipulating a water faucet would be very difficult, if not impossible. Travis figured that an equivalent test of his own ingenuity and dexterity would be equivalent would be trying to open a childproof safety cap on an aspirin bottle with one hand behind his back. Astonished, he said, "Water's too hot for you. Water's too hot for you?" The retriever dropped the hose, letting water pour across the patio. Uh, Stepped almost daintily into the tub. It sat and looked at him as if to say, "Let's get on with it, you dink." He went to the tub and squatted beside it. Show me how you can turn off the water." The dog looked at him stupidly. "Show me," Travis said. The dog snorted and shifted its position in the warm water. "Do it. Do it. Do it. With your teeth?" "Had to be done with your teeth. Couldn't do it with the paw, for God's sake." But that twisting motion would be tricky. You could have broken a tooth on the cast iron handle. The dog leaned slightly out of the tub, just far enough to bite at the neck of the bag that held the shampoo. "You won't turn off the faucet?" Travis asked. The dog just blinked at him. Inscrutable. He sighed and turned off the water. "All right, okay. Be a wise ass." He took the brush and shampoo out of the bag and held them toward the retriever. "Here, you probably don't even need me. You can scrub yourself, I'm sure." The dog issued a long, drawn out woof, woof that started deep in his throat, and Travis had the feeling it was calling him a wise ass. "Careful now," he told himself. "You're in danger of leaping off the deep end, Travis. This is a damn smart dog you've got here, but he can't really understand what you're saying and he can't talk back." The retriever submitted to his bath without protest, enjoying itself, enjoying itself. After ordering the dog out of the tub and rinsing off the shampoo, Travis spent an hour brushing his damp coat. He pulled out burrs, roots of weeds that hadn't flushed away, unsnarled the tangles. The dog never grew impatient, and by 6 o'clock it was transformed, groomed. It was a handsome animal, Its coat was predominantly medium gold with feathering of a lighter shade on the back of its legs. On its belly and buttocks, and on the underside of the tail. The undercoat was thick and soft to provide warmth and repel water. The outer coat was also soft but not as thick, and in some places these longer hairs were wavy. The tail had a slight upward curve, giving the retriever a happy, jaunty look, which was emphasized by its tendency to wag continuously. The dry blood on the ear was from a small tear already healing. The blood on the paws resulted not from serious injury, but from a lot of running over difficult ground. Travis did nothing for except pour boric acid solution, a mild antiseptic, on these minor wounds. He was confident that the dog would experience only slightly discomfort, or maybe none at all, for it was not limping, and that it would be completely well in a few days. The retriever looked splendid now, but Travis was damp, sweaty, and stank of dog shampoo. He was eager to shower and change. He had also worked up an appetite. The only task remaining was to collar the dog, but when he attempted to buckle the new collar in place, the retriever growled softly and backstepped out of his reach. Whoa, now, it's only a collar, boy. The dog stared at the loop of red leather in Travis's hand and continued to growl. You had a bad experience with the collar, huh? The dog stopped growling, but it did not take a step toward him. Mistreated? Travis asked. That must be it. Maybe they choked you with the collar, twisted it, and choked you. Dang. Or maybe they put you on a short chain, something like that. The retriever barked once, padded across the patio, and stood in the farthest corner, looking at the collar from a distance. Do you trust me? Travis asked, remaining on his knees in an unthreatening posture. The dog shifted its attention from the loop of leather to Travis, meeting his eyes. I will never mistreat you, he said solemnly, feeling not at all foolish for speaking so directly and sincerely to a mere dog. You must know that I won't. I mean, you have good instincts about things like that, don't you? Rely on your instincts, boy, and trust me. The dog returned from the far end of the patio and stopped just beyond Travis's reach. It glanced once at the collar, then fixed him with that uncannily intense gaze. As before, he felt a degree of communion with the animal that was as profound as it was eerie, and as eerie as it was indescribable. He said, listen, there will be times I want to take you places where you'll need a leash, which has to be attached to a collar, doesn't it? That's the only reason I want you to wear a collar. So I can take you everywhere with me. That and to ward off fleas. But if you really don't want to submit to it, I won't force you. For a long time, they faced each other as the retriever muled over the situation. Travis continued to hold the collar out as if it represented a gift rather than a demand, and the dog continued to stare into the new master's eyes. At last, the retriever shook itself, sneezed once, and slowly came forward. That's a good boy, Travis said encouragingly. When it reached him, the dog settled on its belly, then rolled onto its back with all four legs in the air, making itself vulnerable. It gave him a look that was full of love, trust, and a little fear. Crazily, Travis felt a lump form in his throat and was aware of hot tears scalding the corners of his eyes. He swallowed hard and blinked back the tears and told himself he was being a sentimental dope. but he knew why the dog's considered submission affected him so strongly. For the first time in 3 years, Travis Cornell felt needed, felt a deep connection with another living creature. For the first time in 3 years, he had a reason to live. He slipped the collar in place, buckled it, gently scratched, and rubbed the retriever's exposed belly. Got to have a name for you, he said. The dog scrambled to his feet, faced him, and pricked its ears as if waiting to hear what it would be called. God in heaven, Travis thought. I'm attributing human intentions to him. He's a monk, special maybe, but still only a monk. He may look as if he's waiting to hear what he will be called, but he sure as hell doesn't understand English. Can't think of a single name that's fitting, Travis said at last. We don't want to rush this. It's got to be just the right name. You're no ordinary dog, Furface. I've got to think on it a while. I've got to think on it a while until I hit the right moniker. Travis emptied the wash tub, rinsed it out, and left it to dry. Together, he and the retriever went to the home they now shared. Uh, Travis is Travis finally has meaning in his life for the first time in 3 years because of the retriever. He's creating a special bond with the dog, and it's something awesome to read. 5. Dr. Elizabeth Yarbeck and her husband Jonathan, an attorney, lived in Newport Beach in a sprawling single-story ranch-style home with a shake shingle roof. Okay, so now I'm getting introduced to a new character. So so far, the character I the characters that I've read have been Travis, N- Travis, Nora, Vince. No, what's the killer name? And the doctor, Doctor, forgot it. So I've been introduced to. Is it Nova? I forgot. Got single story ranch style home with the shake shingle roof, cream color stucco walls, and a walkway of bouquet canyon stone. The waning sun radiated copper and ruby light that glinted and flashed in the beveled glass of the narrow leaded windows flanking the front door, giving those panes the look of enormous gemstones. Elizabeth answered the door when Vince Nasco, that's the killer, rang the bell. She was about 50, trim and attractive, with shaggy silver blonde hair and blue eyes. Vince told her his name was John Parker, that he was with the FBI, and that he needed to speak with her and her husband in regards to a case currently under investigation. Case, she said. What case? It involves a government financed research project on which you were once involved, Vince told her. For that was the opening line that he had been told to use. She examined his photo ID and bureau credentials carefully. He was not concerned. The phony papers had been prepared by the same people who hired him for this job. The Where's my favorite? Ziggy. Ziggy. Stop. So a quick recap of what I read. Travis was trying to wash his retriever and put a collar on him, but the dog was being stubborn for a short minute, but later on gave in, which further deepened deepened. Is that even a word? The connection between the retriever and Travis. The connection with the dog is giving Travis a purpose to live. Uh, I just left off where we got introduced to new characters. I just read it. Why did I forget their name? To the new victims that Vince Nasco was assigned to and is about to kill. What I seen, but yeah, that's what I left off.